Hey, I'm Brian from BrianKeaneFitness.com, best-selling author of the book, The Fitness Mindset and Rewire Your Mindset. Here are 5 tips to help you build mental toughness. When it comes to mental toughness, there's lots of different ways to phrase this and word this. More discipline, building resiliency, but the term I like to keep with and stick to is mental toughness, which effectively means that you condition yourself to do the things you have to do regardless of how you feel. And as somebody that struggled with that for large portions of my life, here are the 5 things that supported me the most over the last few years. Number 1, do something uncomfortable every day. When it comes to mental toughness, a lot of it is just building self-confidence within yourself. And you build confidence by repeatedly keeping promises to yourself. You do that consistently over time. And a way you can build this is by doing something every single day that makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable. This might be getting up at 5 or 6 a.m. every morning if you struggle to get up in the mornings so that you have more run time at the day. It might be getting your workout in, even though you know you're going to be tired after work. It might be prepping your meals so that you don't make poor food choices the following day because you don't have something that you can go to. These are all small things that can have a massive impact on your mindset over time, but you need to be consistent with them. One way to start with this is to make a list of all the things that if you did, you know your life would be better as a result. Getting up earlier every morning, working out regularly, making better food choices, being more present with your kids, your family or loved ones, doing something from your side hustle after a long day at work. And then you just pick one of those things and you say that for the next 30 days, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it consistently regardless of how I feel. This is something that I do with a lot of clients I work with in weight loss programs where they'll have a step target for the day and it becomes a non-negotiable. Their only target when it comes to exercise is to hit 10,000 steps every day. It's non-negotiable. So regardless of how they feel, regardless of the weather, regardless of what's going on in their life, they hit that target. And then we build on it from there. But all the way along, you're conditioning yourself to build mental toughness and realize that successful people do the thing they have to do regardless of how they feel. And you can train yourself to act and think that way. Number 2, develop a positive mindset. One of the phrases I use in my book, Rewire Your Mindset, is mental gymnastics. And getting into the mindset that 10% of life is what happens to you and 90% is how you react to it. And that positive mindset can be built over time. You're looking for the silver lining in every single situation. And it can be really difficult at first. But try next time something bad happens. Pull yourself out of it, look at it as a whole, take that airplane view and ask what good could potentially come from this bad situation, and then focus all your energy on that. What you focus on is what expands. So focus on the positive in every given situation, and there's always going to be a positive in every situation, whether you know it or not, and let that be your primary focus. And I promise it will get easier over time. As I said, you may have to do some mental gymnastics where you're trying to turn a negative situation into a positive, but trust me, you will get better at it the more you do it. Number 3, let go of self-limiting beliefs. Beliefs are a funny thing when it comes to mindset. My general rule of thumb is if it's something that you learnt, you can unlearn it. If it's something that you've conditioned, you can decondition it. So think about where all your limiting beliefs are. What are your self-created stories? I can't lose weight. I can't find a partner. I can't do that race. I can't run a marathon. I can't lift that weight. I can't do X, Y, or Z. What are your self-limiting beliefs that are holding you back at the minute? And then ask yourself, did you learn that? Or did you condition yourself to think that way? If you did, then you need to unlearn it or decondition yourself. And that comes down with the art of letting go. Make a list of all the things that you can control, that you can potentially change that will have a positive impact on your life, and start actively doing those things. Then make a list of all the things that you have no control over and just learn to let go of that. If you struggle with letting go, I recommend checking out David R. Hawkins' book, Letting Go. It's full of tools and resources to help you with letting go, particularly of all those things outside of your control. Number 4, get rid of the all or nothing thinking. All or nothing thinking can be really useful at the start of a journey and considerably less useful as you go along that path. Food is a great example here. The all or nothing diet mentality when on a weight loss or fat loss journey can help you clear all your cupboards and not buy any sweet food or food that doesn't help a fat loss plan. And that might help you for a couple of weeks, but that behavior normally lends itself to some form of binge restrict cycle, where you decrease all the foods that you enjoy because you want to hit a weight loss or fat loss target and then end up pressing the fuck it button and eating whatever you want, which completely defeats the purpose of calorie intake when it comes to a weight loss or fat loss plan. So be mindful of that all or nothing approach when it comes to whatever it is that you're doing. It's normally not that helpful when you take a wide angle view at the decisions you're making. And if you default to that all or nothing or that type A personality, ask yourself what's the minimum effective dose of what I need to do now in order to hit my end goal. To keep the example of a weight loss or fat loss plan, the main thing you need to do and the primary thing you need to do is control your calorie intake and get into a calorie deficit. Everything outside of that really depends on personal preference. So focus on the thing that's going to yield the most results, that has the least amount of impact on your life, and then do that consistently over time. In the case of calories, get into a calorie deficit and be consistent with that for 6, 12, 18 weeks until you hit your fat loss target. depending on your starting point on how much weight or body fat you have to lose. And rinse and repeat with whatever fitness goal you have or life goal. Number 5, stop dwelling on the negative. When it comes to any bad situation or negative, sometimes there's some useful feedback in there. If you had a target you were trying to hit for yourself and you fell short, then sometimes you've got feedback that what you did there didn't work. In the case of a nutritional plan or a failed diet, there was something in that plan that you couldn't stick to. And now you got feedback that that approach doesn't work and you need to try something else going forward. But don't dwell on the negative. You're not a bad person because you couldn't follow a nutritional plan. You're not a bad person because you fell off a diet. Falling off a nutritional plan or a diet says more about the nutritional plan and diet than it says about you. Don't focus on the negative or the self-criticism that comes alongside that. Use it as feedback going forward and look for alternative methods to hit your end goal that you can stick to over the long term. And that goes for everything. That goes for your nutrition and your training, goes for your personal and romantic relationships, goes for your business and your side hustles. There's going to be situations where it doesn't pan out the way you think, and you can focus on that negative and not learn from it, or you can focus on the positive, like I said earlier in the video. Look at the negative and take the failure as feedback and change it going forward. Mental toughness isn't about being hard on yourself all the time and telling yourself to just suck it up and do it. Sometimes it is, but a lot of the case it's about getting your mindset right by consistently doing things that help you build that toughness over time. And it's a juxtaposition. Focus on more of the positive and less of the negative. Do that consistently over time and you're going to find that your mental toughness is so much higher and so much better than you ever thought it could be. So there you have it, a little bit of a different approach to mental toughness here in this video. Hopefully you got a lot from this video. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comments below and hit that like and subscribe button for videos coming each and every week.